So, Claudebot, hype or no hype? That is the question. I'm someone who works on procedural and AI workflows for AAA games. That's my day job. I really am paying attention to everything that comes out. Every new innovation that comes out, I'm on top of it. Now, a lot of people are talking about this amazing new agent that is doing everything that everyone has ever believed AI agents could do. Some people say that this thing is like the most incredible system that handles tasks while you sleep, that is able to go off and do things that no AI has ever done. And then some people say this is just hype and it was, propped up by cryptocurrency gangs that are trying to pump a coin. Now, I honestly think it's somewhere in between. Let me explain. So you see, this is something that controls your computer. Now, that's something that other AIs don't do. Some AIs do spin up an instance of Docker and then they run things inside of their own environment. Now, Claude Code is not the same as Claude Bot. And Claude Bot has just recently been rebranded Molt Bot. The difference with Claude Code is that Claudebot can use Claude Code. Claudebot is basically supposed to be an employee almost. It's someone who's actually controlling your computer, can do anything you would be able to do on your computer. However, that's not entirely true. If something requires complicated, drag and with a mouse, it's going to be pretty hard for it to do. However, if something can be done on the computer, ideally it is clicks and typing and creating folders and searching the web and doing all that stuff, then it can be done on this computer with Claudebot. The thing is it's actually an incredible tool and it was made open source. That's pretty amazing. Now, the problem is that it has gotten this enormous amount of hype now. But the truth is, this is a real AI agent and it's open source. We can use it right now. I am literally clearing off all the stuff on one of my old computers and I'm going to install it and I'm going to see what's possible with this, because this is the beginning of the agentic world. I mean, everyone's been talking about agentic world for so long and it hasn't really gotten to the point where you can just have it run your computer, which is what I wanted from the very beginning. And this is at least a step closer. I remember browser use was amazing when it came out, that open source project. And then all the, AI companies came up with their own versions. This hopefully will get everyone to start creating these real agents that control a computer. Now, it's still not enough where you can just get it on your computer and let it run and do whatever it wants, because it'll destroy things. It's not perfect. You've worked with large language models. They hallucinate. You have to tell them like many times. The plan feature needs to be added to this, by the way. But the cool thing is you can have it, basically your terminal becomes whatever interface you want. Telegram, Slack, even email. You could do whatever you want to control it because you can just tell it to do that. I do think this is a big innovation. And I think saying that it's just, hype is missing the point. Because guess what? This is something that has a huge context of you. I think that's the big piece that people are missing. You tell it about yourself. You basically can give it as much information about you as possible. It'll tell you what it can do for you. And then it'll just do those things. It's way more than just cron jobs. I've heard people say that. It's actually something that is trying to figure out how it can help you and autonomously doing it. That's not really something that large language models do right now. It's you having to tell it to do something. Maybe you're a coder like me, you can build your own bot and it'll run something on a schedule, or you have N8N automations that are running it when you enter something on a Google Sheet, or, there's a lot of different ways you can get to do some functionality like this. But what I really am excited for is the applications of using programs that agents don't have access to. Like all of these cloud servers, they're not really going to be able to host some instances of programs that you want it to use, and you can then give it instructions on how to use these programs, and it'll do it. Like, that's where the exciting thing is. I think that this is a very, very exciting start to 2026. And I'm going to be setting this whole thing up. I'm going to do some videos on it. I'm going to figure out if it's hype or not. And that is my promise to you. So comment down below if you think this is hype or if you think this is real, and explain your reasoning. It's the beginning. Subscribe if you want to see me deep dive into these kinds of technologies, and get your popcorn ready, because this is 2026 and it's an exciting year.